Hey Geminis, this is your December 2017 monthly, it's pretty much a general reading. Pretty sure it turned out to be a love reading. Before we get started with anything though, I do want to let you know a couple of things. I am running a holiday deal for December of 2017. As of right now, only December, only if it's purchased within that month of 2017. For a 30-minute reading, it'll be $25, and for a 60-minute reading, I think I said 30 minutes. 30-minute, $25, 60 minutes, $45, and that will be within 1 week. As of right now, it would be within a couple of days. It'll be fairly quickly, but it'll definitely be within 1 week. But that's about half price from what my prices currently are. Also, I'm also doing where in the month of December of 2017, anybody who comments on any of these 12 videos that are the December monthly 2017 videos for any of the 12 zodiac signs, obviously if you know, it only counts once. But I got a lot of, or a good amount of comments on my twin flame video, and I really enjoyed that, and hearing about people's stories and journeys and what they thought. Pretty much looking to be able to relate, hear, you know, how the reading resonated, what is your story or your journey, maybe a constructive criticism, anything you'd like me to cover, just any thoughts, something more than just hi. But if you leave a comment on any of those 12 monthly videos, preferably one, that are the monthly December 2017, I'm going to do a reading, I'm going to do a drawing after December is over, a random drawing of all the people that left a comment, and they'll get a free hour-long reading for those who comment within December of 2017 on only those monthly videos, the December 2017 monthly videos for the zodiac, the 12 zodiac signs. And it's going to be a random poll, obviously. I am sorry if I am scattered right now. Like, I really feel my mind is like all over the place. I think I'm really feeling like the Gemini energy right now. I will be doing weeklies, or at the very least bi-weeklies also, but I want to do love readings too. So I don't know if I'm going to alternate them, like one weekly general, and then the next week a love, and then the next week a week general weekly, and then a love, or if I'll put them together. I also do have like some special ones I want to do. Like I'm gonna update my twin flame one very soon. It's time to do that. Just random videos, even like if you click on this, it applies to you. I want to do some videos too on like narcissism, codependency, spiritual awakening, anxiety, depression, just some things that I'm passionate about. So that should be coming up. Anybody who's cross-watching, the order that this is going in, I did Sagittarius first because it's their month, and then I'm going with Aries and down the line. It'll probably change in the future depending on who leaves the most comments, you know, random polls after that. I don't know, but as of right now, that's what's going on. Please like, share, subscribe, click the bell so whenever I do a video, it notifies you so you can see, you know, what I'm up to and what I'm posting. I definitely comment though and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated and might be very interesting for you. If this isn't your sun, I don't know, either way, it doesn't matter. Watch your sun, moon, and rising, especially if this doesn't resonate or only parts do. You might get a clearer picture if you combine them all. I like to watch my Venus as well, or if I have any significant placements in my natal chart, which I did put a good link in the description below in case you don't know where to look for your natal chart. Okay, I'm going to get started with your reading. I don't know exactly. I feel like your twins are really at work here this month, and I feel like there is this huge duality going on within yourself. almost to the point that it's almost creating your own problems. You might even be seeing it or projecting it in a way where you see it in the situations or people outside of you, especially this situation. But I am not saying other people don't play their part in it, for sure. But I think you're really like all over in your head. I had this thought when I was in the car today. We went to get some coffee. I'm a Gemini moon. And I just had this thought that was, because I've been very talkative lately. I just want to talk. My thoughts all over the place. I kind of like ramble talking. I don't know, rambling. And I had this thought that came over that was like, spend more time being, quiet or inside yourself, especially during this time. I think especially during these first 3 months in December. I think this is for everybody, but especially Geminis. Because you can't really see the situation around you. You can't really hear where somebody's coming from. And you can't even hear your own intuition if you're just constantly talking and trying to just say what the situation is, or say what you think, or how it goes, or your fears, or whatever. Just try to spend more time not only meditating, but listening. Maybe even being quiet. And I know it's really hard, especially when you want to talk. Especially like, I don't know. I'm a Taurus sun, a Gemini moon, and a Leo rising. So I don't exactly know what's what, but I know with me being a Gemini moon, like sometimes when I get really anxious and all over the place, I kind of am just quiet. Most of the time though, when I get like that, like I just will talk and talk, especially since sometimes talking helps me figure things out, which is kind of why I chose to get started on this reading, because I have an idea of where it's going, but it's kind of so back and forth that I'm like, I think I'll figure it out even more as I go and do it, just freshly and pick up on that. Because I know a lot of times, like when I talk, whether that person is talking to me or not, and that's kind of why I like doing these videos as well, because I have a lot of revelations and insights and just being able to piece things together better when I kind of speak them out loud. And so I kind of see that a lot as a Gemini thing. But I really feel that it's almost so all over the place and frantic right now, almost just so much so, and everyone else kind of is too, that it may not be a good time to do that right now. It might actually be better to take this time to just go within and stay within. Don't let your thoughts get ahead of you. Don't let your thoughts play tricks on you or on your mind or your emotions. Just try not to use this time as that time that you normally do, where you just talk, and then you figure things out, or you're so anxious and so all over the place that you're just going. Because I don't think it's going to serve you very well this month, at the very least, especially not in the first 3 weeks of the month. Probably especially not during Mercury retrograde. Yeah. So I'm kind of getting the feeling that, I don't know, I feel like there's so many energies and thoughts I feel like you either want to or you have kind of gotten out of a situation that at one time you maybe thought was toxic or controlling. Like maybe you, I don't know, like just got out and this person's like, I don't know, maybe you like just got out luckily, like it was hard for you to get out is what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the words. As things are crumbling around you. And not only did it hurt you, this is the 10 of Cups, amazingly enough. And then you have the 3 of Swords. So not only did it hurt you, but it hurt the other person, and you felt kind of really trapped there, and like you had no other decision, and it was just making you lifeless. Like, it's just like, oh my God, if I stay here, I'm gonna die, or it's just gonna consume me. Like you're gonna die, whether it's physically or energetically or spiritually or whatever. And then after that, you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is again like you escaping something that's like cycles or patterns, or just you don't want to go around and around anymore. Like you're escaping from it. So I think on one hand, like you might have escaped from something because of how it made you feel. And I think either this is like someone coming after you. And I'm not saying that in a bad way or an abusive way, but like, I almost kind of get, it's not like as solidified or obvious as sometimes when I say a twin flame thing, but there may be a few of you watching this that are kind of in a twin flame deal, because it's almost, if you look, like this situation's hard, but it's like, here's you, the runner, or them, the runner, and it's a very heartbreaking situation. It's something that you just can't seem to get out of. Like you cannot cut the cord to this connection, and like this is the chaser or the runner. So it's like, if you're the runner, like here's the chaser. If they're the runner, like you're chasing them, and this is just kind of how it's been. Just like pinned there and sad, and like you can't do anything. Like it has you, it's consuming you so much to the point that you can't do anything or even just like focus on that. I also see it maybe as this was you running from the situation. And, it was really hard and holding you there. It was hard on you emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. And this is you breaking yourself out of the mental trap that you've had yourself in, that you keep going around and around. At the core of the situation, the core of the reading, you have the 5 of Cups. Do you have something that you're really saddened about, regretful about, like you're focused on some type of situation that didn't work out? Maybe there was third-party situations going on. If you look here in this picture too, like you have like a fish here. You probably can't see that well, but you have a fish here, and you have like a snake chasing it. So again, you kind of have like a runner and a chaser situation. Maybe somebody ran from you for a third-party situation to be with somebody else. But either way, you're really sad and focused on it, and it's just saddening you of what you lost and not realizing what's behind you that's either there for you or coming, or, you know, maybe what's still left even of this situation. And what's clarifying that is the Nine of Cups. So what you're thinking about is something that really brought you a lot of happiness at one time. Like this is honey, you know, being poured into this cup they're both bathing in, like her and this gingerbread man. So it's something you see as like sweet and like a treat, like indulgent. Maybe you overindulged. Maybe you were out of balance in this situation. Maybe both were and overindulging in it. But this gingerbread man isn't real. So maybe at least on the past, you know, this was based on something that you saw as something sweet and indulgent in a treat, but it was something that A, wasn't good for you, but B, wasn't real. Or maybe you're even questioning, like, was this ever real? Like, was this just a fantasy? Was it all in my mind? So not only are you missing it, this connection, this situation, person, relationship, whatever it may be, apply it how it fits to you. Not only are you missing it, and maybe even regretful of some of your sides in it, what you allowed, what you did, whatever your part was. Maybe you're regretful running from it. Maybe you're regretful, you know, you're sad they ran from you. But you're also having that thing in your mind too, where, you know, you're just so much so at the point also where you're like, was that even real? Like, did I imagine that? Like, did I just want it so bad? There probably is very much a touch of like codependency in this as well. Overindulgence. Maybe it was from when you were even like younger or not that experienced in relationships yet, and you just didn't know any better. What's crossing you is you have the Nine of Wands. So, you know, you've been through a lot. You're definitely wounded and battled, and, you know, you got your scars to show it. And but mostly you're really wondering, like, this person, this is you. Like, not only are you thinking about the past on it, but you're trying to figure out what to do as well as, I mean, that's so much to think about. Like, you're thinking about the good times, you're thinking about the bad times, you're thinking about what you should do, you're thinking about, was it real? You know, is this all in my head? Is my mind just going away from me or getting, you know, but you're thinking about too, like, do I stay and fight? There might even be like one last test coming, or there might be a battle of the wills going on. Who's going to be stubborn the longest? Who's going to take the longest to communicate? Who's going to like resist the longest? But it could just be, do I stay and fight? Maybe you're expecting them to, like, you're expecting them to come, you know, with, you know, just some drama of some sort, and you're, you know, trying to prepare for it, at the same time wondering if you should do it, at the same time you love them, at the same time you don't know if you can handle it, at the same time, is it even real? And if it's not, what is the point? Why am I doing all this? And what's clarifying that is, you know, you have the moon. So again, you have another thing here indicating like twins. You know, there's a lot of like death around her. Like, she's very emotional and anxious. And I think you're this anxious and this in your head because you might even be like, look how much water is like emotions. Like, look how submerged in her emotions she is. I believe that your emotions really have you guarded and questioning things, and you're just drowning in them. Like, she's, reflecting in the water, but she's not looking at it. I think you really need to, like, self-reflect a little bit more instead of focusing on all these emotions and all the past that happened. Like, not only is she in her emotions about what she wants for the future, and she's in her head about all this and what she should do, but she's also in her emotions and drowning in the emotions of what happened in the past and all the bad stuff and the death. And if you look, she's got like mountain looking things in the background, like all the hard times. Like, you're in your head and your emotions about the hard times, and you're just left in this very defensive state. And whether this is, just a relationship, a soulmate, a twin flame, that, by the way, that's not the type of energy that is going to bring that in or rectify that situation, because it's very apparent that you want it back. There is a chance, there may be some of you out there that do want a new soulmate, like a new love. I'm not sure if I don't really get that a whole lot, but it is definitely possible. This is a general rating. So what card is in your foundation, or that's really, in the more distant past, more affecting this whole situation, is you have the Magician. And he's standing, at a place that kind of looks like Stonehenge. But it seems like that either some aspect about this new beginning, either after you left this situation or person, or what you're trying to start with this situation or person, is really going really slow. Like, the transformation of it is going really slow, to the point that, like I said, it's consuming you. Like, I don't know if you can really see it, but only her legs are starting to turn to like plants, leaves, wood, stuff with, so I don't know, they're called tendrils or something. Those type of plants that they kind of grow out things that like hold on, so they'll kind of be the viney ones, and it's the things that come off of it that like hold on to the net or hold on to the lattices. So you might really be like so badly trying to grip onto this situation for dear life that it's literally consuming and changing who you are. And it's really stopping or hindering your transformation. And that's not me at all saying that this situation is bad for you. I think, to be honest, I think it could be both of you, but you are definitely half at least what's going on here, at least for what's going on with you. In your recent past, you have the Six of Pentacles, I think there was a problem here of balance, overindulgence, not an even give and take. I think one person was giving more than the other. Way more than the other. And it was just straining you. And on one hand, to clarify that, you have the Hierophant. So this situation, was there to teach you a lesson, but I think you really worshipped this person or this situation. Like you just viewed it as like way above you, where you were just like, they were on a pedestal in your eyes. And I think they also probably put a lot of rules or limitations or just kind of ideas or concepts down for that you had to go by that they didn't really follow. They were probably very hypocritical. And, I just think you gave a lot more. And they loved it. They loved all the attention they got. They probably even overindulged themselves, not only in doing things to gain attention from you, but to gain attention from other people. It's probably really what helped feed their ego and make them feel better, or very proud, and it fed their ego. They probably have some touch of narcissism going on in there and codependency, but it was a very uneven situation at the very least. And you were very much a part of it. Look at them, like they're out there like, yeah, and you're down there like, yeah. They can't be like this if they don't have people down here like this. And this is also something that's to be a lesson for you too, so that you can help and give back about this in the future. Or maybe you to learn this lesson and then go back to this person or situation and present kind of like that balanced mirror or situation and bring your balance to them and give them the choice to step up and rise to the occasion, to be balanced as well. Or the universe will just handle that and let it fall away as it should. Crowning this situation, you have the Queen of Wands. Like, this is what's in your thoughts. So I think I think you want to come back, into your power, become stable again, use your passionate, fiery side in a positive way and not let it destruct you. But you're really, really wanting to go forth with what you want, and what you want, what's leading this, kind of magician energy is knowing, what you want, and you're trying to rise to it. And what's clarifying that is the Lover's card. She's surrounded by a snake, so, again, kind of consumed by it, intertwined with it, like, could be toxic, or it could just be, that close intertwined with you. But temptation, maybe there's apples all over the place. But either way, you've made a head over heart decision, and you know what you want now. And, you know, I think you're trying to manifest that and take charge. Come into your power with it and, you know, come together with it within yourself and with the situation. And how you see yourself is the King of Wands. So, you know, you do see this as, you know, a couple, but again, very strong, going forth, doing what you want, what you're passionate about. I think you're trying to take control of the situation. Not only of yourself and of your life and what you do, but of this relationship, situationship, whatever. I think you're really trying to take control of it. And what clarifies this, the clarifying card, is you have the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm sorry, this must have been the Page of Pentacles. That clarified the Magician. So either way, I mean, you're starting a new venture. That's what's crowning this whole thing. It's still going very slow, and it's still consuming you. You're still gripping with your life, all of that, but it's the Page of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So you're trying to go very slow with it, but you're trying to be very controlled and methodical, and you're trying to take control of the situation. I think, though, even while you're trying to control the situation, I think you're trying to control it too much, and you're trying to control its outcome and what happens, and you're too involved in it. Like, you're still, like, look at him, his eye fell off. And you're trying to, like, whip it into happening. Like, I think you're just trying to control it too much. To the point where you're falling apart, to where the situation's falling apart. Like, if you look, there's a sucker right here that says hate me. And it's not really that clear, but like, you're almost creating you and this other person situation as well, but almost like you're creating this to be like a parasitic situation, like almost where there's like a love-hate essence to it. You almost feel even controlled by it, but at the same time, I think it's you trying to control it. It's like you trying to control it so much, and you're so controlled by it that you're almost controlling the other person with it, and they're also kind of like just backing away, especially if they're the runner. If this is a twin flame deal. And then backing out is like making you feel like you're having even less and less control, and then as you're having even less and less controlled, you're more controlled by it. And it's because you're trying to control the situation. It's like that loop that happens because you're not just sitting back and letting it unfold naturally and working on yourself and your own self-love and creative ventures and your own deal at the same time, like having faith. Even if they're with somebody else, or you think they're going to meet somebody else, or they're trying to date somebody else, or they left and went with somebody else, or whatever the situation is, let it unfold. You really do have like a runner and chaser vibe to this, to where the more that you do this, the more they're going to run. Just so you know, in case you didn't know. It's weird because I skipped down to you, and I totally skipped, your future, like what's coming for you. And you have the Devil card. I mean, that you really have all the signs here. So this is a Capricorn card. This is the Emperor, so it could be Aries. You have a lot of controlling vibes here. And I'm not sure if it's you or them or both. So, okay, you know, there's something that looks like a union here. Maybe you guys temporarily come together. Maybe permanently come together and you just fit like a glove. I don't really know. But this is like, this card, like, these are two young loves. It's naive love. Like, to the point where it's almost like toxic or bad for them, to where it's like they don't know the realities of life yet or what's going to come. They don't know this responsible, evolved idea of love. They're just in almost that first love idea, that lust, that just I love you. They're excited about all these new emotions and the intensity and the passion and the newness of it. Like, not, you know, kind of like young love, where it's like, think of like your first love, where it's, you know, you're not thinking about future stuff. You're not thinking about life at that moment. You're thinking about sex and the feelings and the emotions and the intensity and just it. And then you have like this almost parental role right here, which is, you know, Saturn rules Capricorn, and it's a very parental, paternal, authoritative, I don't know, kind of role that's just looking down at them and is like, you know, it knows better. It knows what's coming. And so it's either like you could meet up and that happen, or it could just be that the thought of this type of love, like one that's just, you know, young love is usually, you know, they're controlled by their lust, they're controlled by their desire, they're controlled by their passions. And this is very much a control card. And in this one with the Aries, it's like he's not going anywhere. Like, he's on a rocker horse. Rocker horses don't go anywhere. So it's like this situation or this relationship stays in this state of mind. This young, naive love that's almost like doomed for hard lessons and a reality check, or not evolving to a more mature state because of this level of control that keeps it from going nowhere. So it's like, if you keep trying to control this or staying in your mind the way you are, you know, I'm not going to say it's not possible to stay in that, but you're highly decreasing the chances. How others see you, or the other person sees you, or what's in your environment, is the Queen of Swords. So you being you, they see you being you. Like, oh, there they go again. And you're just kind of like cold and standoffish. Like, even though you think you're being like wanting and loving about the situation, and you're like going for it, taking control of it. As you taking control of it, I don't know what way is your way of controlling it by, well, I'm just not going to talk to you then. If you're not going to talk to me, I'm not going to talk to you. And I know if I pull back, then you'll come. You know, this runner and chaser vibe that's filled with mental heartbreak, anguish. If that's exactly it. If I pull back, like, fine, you don't want to talk to me? I want to talk to you. I'm not going to look at what's really going on in this situation, because, you know, I'm just going to keep it here and try to control it and have this in my mind. But I'm just going to sit like this and not talk to you. You don't want to talk to me, I won't talk to you. Which in a way it's good. You don't want to give more energy because, you know, this is how it was in the past for you with the Six of Pentacles and uneven give and take. And you probably did figure that and you realized it was hypocritical and uneven. So you're like, okay, I'm not going to give back to you either. And I'm either going to cut you out or I'm not going to talk to you. Grow up. And, you know, it could also be because, you know, clarifying that it's the Seven of Swords. So there could be lying, cheating, deceit. I don't think the person is just deceiving you. I think you're also deceiving yourself. What is funny about it, though, is that you're pulling back your energy. Like the chaser, runner, the push and pull. You're taking back your energy and you're like, no, like you either hightailed it out of there completely, or you're just like not communicating, not putting energy in, no energy their way. Unfortunately, you're sitting there not putting it on yourself either, but you're not putting it on them. And you're like, walk with your fish, and like here they are, like watching you, like, where'd she go? What's she up to? It's kind of funny a little bit. So you do have that runner chaser energy coming where you are like, nope, and you're going to do your thing, and they are watching secretly. It's the Seven of Swords, like they're secretly doing it. They're not telling you who they are. You don't know who they are, but they are like, whoa, what happened? Where'd they go? What are you doing? So they might be like looking at your Facebook. They might be asking about you, looking at pictures, whatever the source is. So in your hopes and fears position, you have the Hangman. There's a little bit of nudity, so hold it far away. But you have the Hangman and you have the Lady, which is the Empress. So I think on one hand, you fear that you're always going to be stuck in this position. I think you might fear that somebody else might get what you want or already has what you want. Or maybe they might get the family that you want. Maybe you want to have kids with him or her, and you fear that you'll never have the family you want. Maybe you fear you will get pregnant because you're like, ugh, this is a horrible situation. But I think you feel like you're always going to be stuck just upside down and not balanced. And somebody else is going to get what's yours. What's yours. I think the hope side of this is that you will gain a new perspective and it will lead you to abundance. It will lead you to abundance or it will lead you to the family you want. Maybe you'll get the family with this person that you want. You'll become balanced. You'll become nurturing. Maybe you've been wanting to have a child with this person. A balance in your emotions. You know, being grounded. So I think you fear being stuck in a third party situation or someone else being with your man or woman. Someone else having what's yours. Or maybe they already went with them and you're scared that you've lost this opportunity and you're going to be stuck like this forever. Or you're hoping for a new perspective and that this abundance is yours. What's clarifying this is you have the King of Wands, which how you see yourself is the King of Wands taking control of the situation. But I think you worry that through trying to control the situation, like you might either destroy the situation or like burn or scare this person. Like, see how he's becoming scared and like, oh, like he's clearly about to run, to where you're either going to ruin the situation through you controlling it, or through you not being able to contain like your inner beast, and you're just going to scare it and burn, but scare this person away. Or you're scared also that this is them and that you're going to get burned by the situation. Your likely outcome is the Two of Cups. So some type of situationship, friendship, love, twin flame, soulmate, a child, you know, relative, whatever, however this applies to you. And clarifying it, you know, you have the Four of Wands. So there is a type of coming together, a type of higher level of commitment going on. But if you look again, she has a leash and a collar around this thing's neck. You're either like somebody's still controlling somebody. Somebody is still holding somebody on a tight leash. Or somebody, you know, maybe this union or this coming together did come because somebody left. And they're like, well, I'm coming so that you follow. I'm leaving so that you follow me. Like it's the game that you played. Like the runner. To have them follow you. You're like, they don't really have a choice. And they're going to follow me anyways because they're just as controlled by this as I am. So because of that, it did lead to this union. But or maybe through you leaving, it leads to another one. I'm going to clarify that. I want to see what the outcome is. I want to see where that kind of leads. Because I can't imagine that going somewhere good. But I just want to show you the bottom of your energy cards because they're kind of interesting. So you have the Three of Wands, the Lovers, the Seven of Wands, the High Priestess. I'm sorry, it would be the Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. So I think you're waiting on a lover to come in. You might even have some other options, but you're like, nope. And it's like you're looking over them like, where's the one I want? Are they coming back? But you're waiting on a love that's really kind of been a fight of yours. But you've looked within and you know what you want. I think it's something that you have nostalgia from, something from your past. Something that you want a family with, or maybe you even have had a family with them or have children with them. But I think it's somebody from your past and your intuition is guiding you there and it's what you want and it brought you happiness at one time. You're trying to work on it and have strength and really create balance within yourself. But you're kind of guarded and it's going so slow that it's, you know, really conflicting you. But you are trying to stay on the path. And it's hard because, you know, I think this person, you know, does have kind of a flighty energy as well. That's kind of a little worried about themselves, controlling, greedy, you know, maybe high sex drive, likes attention, likes to have fun and adventure, and they're very secretive. It causes a lot of burdens on you. But I do see that this situation is you have a judgment, so it might literally come back and have a rebirth. Like you have a rebirth and then you have death. And I think there's going to be an ending to the cycle of the kind of manipulative ways. Maybe they're manipulated by not talking to you, or just this heavy energy, and you guys will start to communicate. You have the sun, and it will start to go, a good way. You're going to bring the Princess of Swords energy, and you guys are going to start to communicate. There's going to be a resurgence of love and a new opportunity, or you might message them one way or the other about, a new opportunity and loving, like really sharing their feelings. I will say that the conversation may go a little bit rocky before it gets smoother. Because there might be a little bit of immaturity to get through, or, sharing of emotions and all that. So you're going to send out a message. They're going to come rushing in. You guys will have some type of coming together and celebration. And I think you're going to realize some things. And I think you're going to put the past behind you and do a lot of healing mentally. Like, I'm going to give you some guidance as far as this conversation. And if it goes the right way, I think you're going to put it behind you and do some mental healing. And it's going to ground you. And you're going to come back into your, like if you look, there's a flame in the background. Like I think you burn a lot of the past through this conversation. And you guys go through healing, and it really grounds you and brings you together and balances you out. And you guys, you start new. There's the Fool. And through you coming more into your balanced, grounded energy, I think this King of Swords is them. I think they see you. It could be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. They see you and they're like, wow. They see something different in you, and they're offering their cup. They're bringing their cup. And there's the ending of that cycle. You have the Tower. So an end of, the old structure. And you have the Four of Wands. So it's the way it seems here is that through, you waiting, yes, but don't hold up your life. Don't hold up your evolution. Don't hold up you growing. Because that growing within yourself and realizing those things and not controlling or commandeering the situation and just trying to just have your claws into it, like these little things that grow off those plants that hold on to lattices, or they're viney. She, the other person, the other situation, whatever, will run. They will leave. They won't deal with it. It's too much. You have to ground yourself. You have to come out of all that in your head and no, Geminis especially, like they can be very like they're witty, so witty, and so many thoughts, and can sometimes be even a little immature, especially if they're provoked. So don't be like that. Like, try to take a step back. And like I said before, when I was getting that thing, because I had the thought, was like, this is for the Gemini reading. Like, I know this is for the Gemini reading when I was getting that thing of just don't talk. Like, I'm not saying not to speak your truth, but maybe even let them go first and assess the situation. But let them speak. And don't go crazy. Don't be immature. Even if they're immature, even if they're bringing that controlling immature energy, bring a balanced mirror to them. Present them balance. So then it really mirrors to them what they are doing. When both parties are just doing their things that are just not productive, not effective, it's hard to see. And then they both have the victim mentality, and it's you did, it's a bunch of finger pointing. Here's the bottom of the other deck. And all the bottom of your decks really kind of lead to the same thing. See, you have the Eight of Swords, the Judgment card, the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Swords again, the Five of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Sun. I'll just read what I think. So again, I mean, she's so fearful. She's so stuck in her head. I mean, she's trapped. trapped. But she's trapped by her own doing. Like, look, he has the key to her being released in happiness. This is you waiting on them or this situation. And it's like, please let me out. Please. Please come back and let me out. You hold the key to my heart. You hold the key to my happiness. You hold the key to me becoming balanced again. This is an illusion. Like, she is bigger than this whole thing. She could just step out. If you look to, like, she's like a flower person, and there's a bunch of flower trees in the background. But one of them stands out, which is you, and one of them he's holding captive. And it's probably because she's letting him, and you probably do stand out above the rest. But you're letting this person or situation hold you captive. And they might be holding you captive and they don't even know it. Like, might be all in your head. They might know it. Or they might know it, but not to the degree that it's happening. But you could just step out of it. This is also the judgment card. Could be like renewal or making that judgment for yourself. Renewal or judgment for yourself. Meaning also that you can change this situation at any time. You are holding it up. You are holding the Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity up. But you need to balance and heal mentally this mental conflict and anguish that you have going on inside, which probably led from third-party conversations or situations, competition going on. But I think you need to heal mental anguish that you have going on about wanting to also come together and start a new, great opportunity. But you really need to use that creation and focus on yourself and use that magician energy. Transform, take your mask off. Be creative and confidently, this is the Knight of Swords. Come in with your truth. Go along the path. This is... I see speaking your truth, but be creative about it. Be creative in the way that you're not going to set them off to run or leave again. And I think this conversation, like I said, I think it's going to get this is the Knight of Swords. It's going to get a little rocky before it gets smooth, but it's going to heal this toxic situation. That probably did have this flighty, third-party, sexual, greedy, all about themselves, selfish energy. And it's going to bring justice to the situation. It's going to balance things out. Things have been going round and around for a while. But if you look, you guys are just, again, another twin type thing. You guys are mirroring each other. This is the Virgo card, by the way, the Hermit. So going within, but self-reflecting, you guys are mirroring each other. I mean, again, look at this, You guys are completing each other. You're enough alike, but different. You complete each other. He has the head of the bird, she has the wings of the body. He has the body of the person, she has the head and shoulders of the person. Through you guys just going around and around in these patterns, it's just brought you, a lot of sadness because you both are you complete each other. That's the way you feel. They are your other half. They are that piece, that puzzle piece to your heart or your soul that is missing, that makes you complete. They are what balances you. You don't want any other options. You may feel they have other options. They may be looking at their other options. But you just want, this is the Six of Cups, you just want your soulmate back. Again, he's holding a mirror to her. He's mirroring to her. so that she can grow too. Like, it's not just him. And I don't know, maybe through those other situations, like because you were sad about trying to mentally move on. I think you just got scared and like really in your head. Maybe you're the runner. I'm not sure, but you guys are just going around and around, and you're sad because they complete you, and you want balance. You don't want anyone else, but you think they do. And it's sad because they're your soulmate, and you really need to do the mirror work. Like you're sad. You're trying to move on from it. You're getting too in your head. You're not doing the work. And because, of what they're doing, but what you're doing also, she's like all these letters she's writing. And through all these letters, all this communication, all this blah, 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 she's creating the path for them to take off. Like they're taking off on the path that is coming from her. And all these letters are turning into birds and then hanging over here to communication. Like he's just like, no. And then you have the World card. So you either need to end this cycle of what I'm talking about, or if you keep doing this, it's going to end it for you. It's not going to turn out well. Show me how this goes. This union's likely outcome if this controlling doesn't end. Yeah. This is how, so your likely outcome, you have the Two of Cups and you have the Four of Wands, but still controlling. Just like here. This is your likely future. So it mirrors your likely outcome. Like literally, look. Future, toxic, naive, no responsible love, growth, controlling, not going anywhere, likely outcome, soulmate, coming together, controlling, running, chasing. If you go this route of what I'm assuming you're currently already on, you have the Five of Swords and you have the Three of Cups. So you either have conflict to the reunion coming together and staying together, or you have a lot of conflict. I mean, look, she's like holding a knife over him, trying to cut him. Fighting, conflict, third-party situations, running, chasing, lying, deceit. You have all of this, all over. So, past, still going. Now, still on. Like, not having learned the situation. Yeah. I mean, as a card, some cards that kind of came up. I'll just show you some other neat little cards. They kind of all go to the same thing, but you have, grounding. Like I was saying, you need to ground yourself. You have breath. You need to ground yourself, meditate, breathe. It will remove the fog and the veil, and you'll start to see the light through all the confusion. And then you can purify, you can remove any toxic situation, any toxic habit and patterns that have been built up and through karma and through this relationship, even past spiritual lifetimes, if you believe in that. But at the very least, all the past karmic situations that's been in this relationship, you can clear that out. You could stop trying to control it and go with the flow release and let the nurturing happen itself. Like I said, it's going to get a little volatile for a minute. It's going to get worse before it gets better. You know, it's going to have to, because a lot of that karma and a lot of that stuff's going to have to release, but it's going to create movement. You guys are probably going to have to go in and do some self-reflecting, do some spiritual work, but that is going to activate the completion of this cycle. Full moon. This is your full moon. And then with that, in the new moon, because you set your intention, you have promise. I can't, guarantee that this is all going to come together for everybody, but I can guarantee you and promise you that if you're not doing some of the work and working on yourself and self-love and taking care of yourself and you doing the mirror work and kind of shut your mouth a little bit and listen. Don't release that anxiety and that confusion and that scatteredness by going. Try to really this month self-reflect, meditate, go within, take a minute, ground yourself, breathe, because that's going to lead your answers. You're going to want to do a little bit more. Look at her, like I said, a little more give and take. I don't think it was just them taking. I mean, you're just like, balance the situation. Compromise. Listen to them and their reasons, even if they hurt you, even if it sounds stupid, even if you think you know what you know. Hey. No. Listen. Compromise and listen, because you need to get more information. Not only from this other person or situation, but from your intuition that you'll get through grounding yourself, breathing, and meditation. But you also need to remain positive. Like, if you don't have a positive attitude or do positive affirmations, or you're not bringing positivity and life and just something that somebody would want to run to instead of from, you're not going to have a peaceful resolution. And because, you're not remaining positive right now, that's why this isn't the right time. If you help yourself and you allow other people to help you and you look at ways to help yourself and you do the work, the situation will improve. Yes, it will. Because you believe and you've done the work, and within the next few months, or at least, relatively not too long away, because you waited and did the work, and there's your opportunity, put it like this, for romance. You really need to let go of the control. I know that I feel that they have a problem with control too, but you really need to let go of the control of the situation. The whole point of all this, whether it's a twin flame, or relationship, any situation in your life, a job, kids, family, whatever, is to do, the work on yourself. You do what you can, and the main thing you can control is yourself. If you're coming from a place of self-love and self-value and you're taking care of yourself, you're not going to accept anything less in your life anyways, but you will be teaching people how to treat you. Like, how is this person going to want to run to you if you're just creating a negative environment? And I know you might be like, well, they're doing this and this, and they're creating negativity, but so are you. And by your expectations, and you're like, I want it, but yet you're holding on to the past. And you're not letting things go, and as well as the control of it. Like, you don't have any faith in it. You're just like, And you guys clearly have that push-pull essence to this relationship, and it's like you're just smothering it. And not only are you smothering the relationship, but like you're smothering yourself. Like, she's like drowning in all this emotion of death. I don't know. You have a change in wind, and the wind reversed, and you have the building blocks reversed. So what these say is there's a situation going on around you that, you know, you can't control it. It's funny that this like goes along with this, but you can't control the situation. Like it's happening. Like here's it upright. Like you can't, a change in the wind. You can't control the wind. It's happening around you. It's going to happen as it's supposed to. And if it removes this structure from your life, then it wasn't meant to be. But it might very well stay there. The point of it is that it's happening, and you have to release the control of it. In the meantime, while you're releasing the control of it, you have building blocks reversed. Building blocks upright is that this situation is focused. Just realize that this situation is building up building blocks for where it's going to go. And that's very much true for it reversed as well. But what it even more focuses on is that while this situation is handling itself and unraveling as it should, and you're letting the universe take care of that, universe, source, God, your angels, whatever, you are taking the time to remove any situations, patterns, people, whatever, things from your life that are toxic or no longer serving you. So that when the situation unfolds as it should, if it is still there, you now have the proper building blocks for it to come in and work and flourish. Also, you know, be fair, be balanced. You had that in this too with the compromise, see the scales. So really, you know, be fair. Like, listen to their side of things, even if you don't understand it. Listen to their understanding of it. Don't just be like, no, you hurt. Don't let your ego take charge of this. Don't be like, no, I don't want to hear what you have to say. You hurt me, or there's nothing you can say that make that better. Understand where they're coming from. Like, understand that, you know, you may have done things like that too. And just because it was done to you doesn't mean that you can't understand it because someone did it to you. Or even if you've never done what they've done, but you've done something else that was not the greatest, and then you woke up to the reason why, and you're like, wow, I had no idea why I was doing that. Understand that, yes, maybe some of the things they did know what they were doing, but there was a lot of it that they didn't know. They didn't know the patterns behind it either. So just be fair during the conversation, and just trust in the fates. Trust in the stars. Trust that this will unfold as it should. You have friendship. Make a day for a play date. Play day with one or more friends. Take your mind off this. Go do what's fun to you, with you, or to you. Like, you know, hang out with friends. Get your mind off things. Go do a creative project that you love. Go meditate. Go exercise. Get your nails done. Get your hair done. Go get some clothes if you have the money for it. Or watch a movie. Watch a funny movie. You know, if that gets your mind off things. But just get your mind off of it. Do something. Like, one thing I figured out about myself during this process, you know, with my Gemini moon, my mind is not a good mind to remain idle. It's not. It doesn't serve me well. What serves me well is to be doing stuff or doing stuff I love, or hobbies, or going out with friends, or meditating, or whatever. Like, if I'm just sitting there or two in my head, I will create trouble for myself, or I will create anxiety, or I will create a situation that's not there, or it's just not good. So don't just have your idle mind to be sitting there waiting and just biting your nails, or calling up like, girl, you won't believe this, or, oh, I gotta talk this, I have to get this off my chest, it's driving me crazy. Like, it's not gonna help you at all, trust me. Like, just be quiet this month, especially the first 3 weeks. Go within, self-reflect, really work on that, because I think that's one of the things that's really affecting this relationship. Like, grab hold of this beast. Okay? Conquer that beast. I mean, even if you don't want to think long-term forever, work on it now for this month. And then once you're like, wow, you know, that was easier than I thought, or you were able to do it in the future whenever you have to, you know, hey, new skill you learned. But, you know, that whole like witty, just coming at you, banter, all those thoughts and all that anxiety and that, you know, beast that's coming out and everything, just in your mind, put this little beast, which is your ego, give it a name, love it, but in your mind, put it in a cage for some like rest and relaxation time. Let it go have its sleepy time while you rest and relax yourself. Like, they have meditations for that help you with that. Like, this is your ego. So in your mind, do a meditation on that and just imagine like it's like a friendly little thing you love, but it's okay. Hey, you know, we're a little tired. You look tired too. Like, treat it like a child that needs like petting and loving or whatever. You know, you don't pet your kids, but you know what I'm saying. But you put them for naps when they get cranky. You caress them when they need love. So if it starts to get a little cranky and a little like obnoxious, give it a nap. Like, imagine in your mind putting it like that. I imagine mine as like a hound, like a dog that I love. But sometimes, you know, it needs a little like rest and relaxation time. So, and it loves its crate. It's its place of solitude. So it goes there and it's a peace of mind. It's intention setting. I mean, it's whatever works for you. But I really think you need some rest. Go with your friends. You know, the worst is behind you now. You have positive new experiences on the horizon, especially if you learn from this. But you definitely need to do some rest, ease your mind, do things you love. Things you love always give you rest. And maybe come up with some positive affirmations that really work for you. Because if you don't come at this with listening, calmness, balanced, groundedness, positivity, life in zest. I mean, Geminis and Gemini moons, even Gemini risings, I mean, they have like that, you know, spirit of a child, which sometimes can get you in trouble, but most of the time it's great because you're so creative and you're fun and you're funny and people love to be around you and you're humorous. So that's great. But sometimes when you let like that mental side get a hold of you, you know, that's not so fun. And it's not so fun to be around. It can be quite overwhelming and annoying, not only for ourselves, but for the other person. Like, just think about how much it really just gets to you. You know what I mean? And how much it really gets to you sometimes. And it's you. So imagine what it would be like for the other person. Especially if you're really worried about the situation. Like, you need to like have your twins. Like, it's like one of your twins is like, no, I want something better. But the other one's like, no, I love this and I want it. And I'm scared it's going to go anywhere. And the other one's like, screw that. Like, you know, if they step up their game in the future, maybe we'll put them in the pool of options. But as of right now, we're better than this and we're moving on. And the other one's like, I don't know, we're not going to get better though, and I really like it, and part of me even likes the messed up part of this. Am I messed up? And the other one's like, yes, you are. You're just as messed up as them. You two, I wish there's a way we could separate and you could just go be with them and I'll go be over here. Because you're both effed up. Why am I connected to you? So not only are you having that conflict and problem with them, but you're having it within yourself. And it's just like, I want this. And you secretly even love it. And it's like, if that conflict, like on one hand, it's like, I don't want the conflict. But on the other hand, if it goes away, you're like, I don't know what to do without it. Like, it's kind of fun and it's kind of exciting. And the other half of you is like, you need to go seek therapy. You should go be with friends though, and, you know, allow others to help you. Like, allow the support, allow your mind to just be relaxed. Relax your mind. This is a very creative time. I think it is ending of cycles. I think it's bringing a new part of your life. I do think there's a lot of fertility on the horizon. I mean, you got a fertility card here, and then this Empress, like she's really, you know, how can you be really pregnant? But she's like super pregnant. Like she's, yeah. So, you know, some of you might either be pregnant, be getting pregnant, about to give birth, wanting to get pregnant, maybe who your other person's with now got pregnant. I don't know, but I think this also could just be you creating the situation, and you're creating like a new life and ending an old cycle and bringing in a new cycle. And if you look to, like, here's a full moon, so it's like, yeah, like the release of cycles. You're maturing. It literally says maturation, growing up, introspection, know thyself. Like, just trust. You have, these are all, wow. Like, all four of these cards that you have on the front, you have carry me home, support, time to be carried, allow others to help. There's a full moon there. The Grail Fairy, fertility, the return of life, health, like life cycles. There's a full moon there. Dark moon, maturation, growing up, introspection, know thyself. There's a full moon there. I don't know if this is a sun or a moon, but who cares? It looks the same. Scared to fly, the right moment, sensing out the right timing. Well, heck, we'll just go with it. It's a full moon there. Either way, it's a sun. That means it's bright, new, good things ahead of you. But allow yourself to rest. Allow this new cycle to come in the cycles that aren't working to go out. This is a cycle. This is a phase of you growing up and stepping up. And resting and relaxing. Like, rely on nature. Rely on all this. And know that this situation has like divine timing going on, especially if you're a twin flame situation. You know, this is very much about divine timing going on here. So the last part of your cards, well, I do have a couple more I want to pull as far as just your spiritual guidance, and then we're done. I'm going to try to make your weekly or bi-weekly videos shorter. I just for when I have the gift of gab, I'm a Gemini moon, so you understand. But also, you know, this is your monthly, so I just really wanted to spend a little bit more time on it. Let me know what you think, whether you like the longer videos or if you want shorter. Can't guarantee you it's going to go that way, but I'm interested in seeing what people think. But again, you know, just take time, catch your breath, focus on just sitting back, taking a breath, meditate. That will bring you answers and illumination. Again, you have a full moon. I think you have a lot going on. Like, this is your full moon. And I think through what you're going to realize through this full moon and through taking a breath, relaxing, meditating, going within, it's going to make you see a lot of inner truths, not only about yourself, but about the situation, but really about yourself. Like, I think you're really going to see what your part in this situation has been, and what parts of you're not helping it. Like, if you really want to manifest this situation, you're really going to have to look, you know, within it, what's going on inside and what your part is, so that you can provide the perfect setting for when it comes back your way. And this realization of what you're doing and what your part is, maybe what your negative patterns in this situation is hugely like a gateway. This is potential gateway. It is a gateway. And if you look, that gateway is shaped in the shape of a heart. But it is a gateway to showing you a fresh, different approach that is going to end up bringing you, you know, you have beauty, what you want, expansion, the changing and expansion of the situation, and new experiences and possibilities. Like you, by going within and seeing your part in this, it's really, like I said, it's really showing you where you can change certain things and come at this from a different perspective. Because if you go this way, like this isn't going anywhere. Like, yeah, you might manifest it back in again, but this is what's going to happen. Conflict, fighting, people like saying things just to say them, throwing daggers, just trying to hurt, trying to win just for the sake of it, feeling defeated, third-party situations, competition, more running, more chasing, more feeling just stuck in your mind, like constantly feeling like this. Let's look at, we'll pull 3 cards of spiritual advice. These are my shaman cards. What advice do you have for Geminis for December 2017 about this situation? Please show me any words of advice for Geminis about this situation. Alright, so you have 4 cards. So again, the cards pretty much show, like, if you do this work, this person who has commitment problems and this flighty energy in and out, they do come, they come your way, that they've just been taking a while to come. And, you know, that's, I guess I'll just show them to you. But, so at the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Wands, which is also about going with the flow as a spiritual lesson from this. Don't be scared, go with the flow. But you have this person who, they like adventure, they're kind of flighty, like, all that glitters made of gold to them, or whatever, all this glitters gold, whatever. Slow to commit, you have but it's the start of a new adventure, or a new possibility too. You have the Page of Pentacles here. So a new endeavor, like something that you guys are both passionate about. It's the start of something new. You do have the Tower, and it causes, revelations on what you guys are doing. And then, here they come, which normally is the slowest knight in the deck, Knight of Pentacles, but this one doesn't look very slow. Like, they really come in. There's an end to the burden, and you have the King of Swords. But if you look, it's like there's you, and there's them, and there's, like, the higher help helping you guys come together, and you guys start manifesting and bringing balance and justice to this situation. So as your cards of advice, you have the Four of Swords, the World, you have the Ten of Cups, and you have the Page of Cups. So I really see this as you stopping, healing, doing some meditation. This guy's like scared in his bed, like, holy crap, because he sees like all this stuff in his ego that comes up. Like, this work is going to bring some stuff in you, not only you, but in both of you guys, that you're going to have to heal in yourself. You're going to have to heal things with your ego and experience and let go of the past hurt and fear and karma that's been in this relationship. But also, you know, your guys' conversation is going to be a little bit rocky before it really gets going. But after you get through these hardships, like I said, it's going to get a little rocky at first. It ends the cycle. The round and the round and the round and the round. It comes full circle, but that cycle ends and it brings emotional fulfillment. You guys can now start, again, it looks, I know it's the earth, but it looks like a full moon. But you guys can start actually nurturing this situation and watching it grow, not watching it constantly do this. This time, through doing this work, and looking at these things that have been scaring you guys and dealing with them, it ends the cycle. Emotional fulfillment, nurturing the situation, it actually begins to grow. And now you guys are starting on a new beginning, the beginning of a new loving relationship. You guys are creative in sharing and giving. Like he was creative and made this for his friend, the monkey, I guess. But it's the Page of Cups, so it's, you know, being creative and loving, but it's the very initial stage of like a loving relationship. So doing the work, ending the cycle, watching the situation grow, nurturing it, emotional fulfillment in the beginning of a loving relationship. There may be a little ups and downs, a little immaturity at first because it is the beginning. You know, you're still going to have some more of this. You're going to work out over time. A relationship like this is not just going to become like, I mean, no relationship is perfect, but it's not going to become perfect overnight. So, you know, you are going to have, this is a Page of Cups. So just, you know, expect that you're going to be going with the flow. Don't be fearful of it. Sometimes it's going to be going great. Sometimes it's going to go down and be kind of, but it's much better to be in this state. It's not good to be in the state, but it's much better to go through this and have it turn out like how, you know, these cards are saying than how these cards are saying. Like, if you're going to put in the work and you're going to go through the, you know, the work of it, do it to where it works out well for you. That it ends a cycle, it brings about something you can nurture and it will grow, and it's the new the newness of the beginning of a new love. Even if it has its trial and tribulations, at least it's going in a positive way and not coming together just to go back to this cycle. Okay? Alright, and so we're going to do one more card that's like a healing crystal card, and then we'll be done. For Gemini, December 2017. The advice for Gemini for December 2017 about this situation. Manolites. Okay. Menolite, the wise feminine. Menolite has a profound connection with earth, grounding, the wise feminine and priestess power. It marks rites of passage through womanhood to wisdom. So evolution from this. This is about putting your crown on. You are an immortal soul who is an embodiment of the wise feminine. Express this through your body and actions, not your mouth. Not this month. Well, except when you're speaking your truth. You get what I'm saying? Go deep into yourself to find your connection to Mother Earth. Sit in her womb of healing. In meditation, you heal your soul. Put aside fear And remember that transitions are necessary prerequisites for growth. Honor your sacred sexuality. Mark rites of passage joyfully. Experience a period of gestation. There is a lot of like fertility stuff going on here, like in this whole reading as well. So I think it's also like creative creation as far as in this situation expanding into something better. But I do feel like there's like a lot of pregnancy references as well. Just FYI. I don't know if it's you, the other situation. I don't know. To move would not be beneficial now. Right. Sit back, ground yourself, wait, relax. Nurture yourself and bide your time. Divine timing. Nurture yourself and bide your time. Withdraw into your inner world to accept necessary change. This is crazy. These cards resonate so much. Like every time I pull them. Make your soul whole and find power allies. You know when it's time for rebirth. Wow. Maturation is a process of growing wiser. The soul and the heart do not age, especially not a Gemini heart. I mean, none of them do, if you're cross-watching or whatever, but wow. Rewind this over and over again. I know there's a bounce back and forth while reading it, but Gemini's can handle it. So I'm going to end this. You know, you guys got your reading. You got the message. I feel like for everybody this month is very much about like self-love and doing the work. But very much like I said, you know, when I got that message and I knew I was supposed to say it during this reading, like, you might be hearing the other person or situation, but you can't listen if you're either always talking or you're preparing your words for as soon as they stop talking. You cannot, which means this comes back if that's happening. You also, and most importantly, cannot hear your intuition if you're always talking. I know very much how hard it is to cut that off. And when you always know, and the confusion and always saying it, and it releases your anxiety, and you have to get it out. And sometimes you're even a little immature or witty, or they are first. And if they are first, please don't go along with it. Remove yourself from the conversation or step up and stay mature. Present the gift of a balanced mirror. Good luck with this. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment. Holiday specials. Please comment. I really like reading them. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. I love you guys. If you have any ideas, let me know. I hope this situation goes well for you. Keep an eye out for my twin flame reading coming up. There will be an update at the very least bi-weekly for all the signs. So maybe we'll see an update to the situation for you. But do the work. I love you guys. Thank you very much for everything. And I hope this month goes good for you. I hope you enjoyed your full moon. I'm enjoying it, yet it's kind of harsh. Kind of have mixed feelings about it. Go figure. Gemini full moon. All right. I love you guys. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.